This is Maui, Hawaii, burning to ashes amidst the deadliest wildfire in U.S. history, destroying over 2,500 acres of land, 2,000 plus buildings and homes, rendering thousands of people now homeless, and causing 800 plus children to still be missing. With the death toll increasing by the day, conspiracy theories left and right, the historic region of Lahaina completely destroyed, and the fires mostly contained. The questions are, what caused this catastrophe? How have the Maui locals been affected by the fires? And how can we help the people of Maui recover from this tragedy? I went to Ground Zero to talk to the locals and find out. To my left right here, a bunch of cop cars. Holy smokes, look at this. With cell towers being rebuilt and roads blocked everywhere, we had made it to the remains of Lahaina. We're here in Lahaina, and your name is?
Susie. I live here. I live slightly south of Lahaina on the hill. We didn't expect more than brutal wind. When I saw big smoke, my neighbors and he said, "Oh, don't worry. This is just the hurricane passing by south of here." And around 11 p.m., I got a text. The text was saying, "Susie, are you okay?" I tried to answer, "Yes, I'm fine, just gusty winds." The text didn't go back. We, of course, had no cell coverage. Why is she asking me that? Following morning, I woke up. There were police mentioning to us that it was a mandatory evacuation. But I stayed there because the older neighbor didn't want to leave, so.
Stayed in the house with your neighbor until the fire subsided?
I stayed in his house and taking a look at the way the fire was approaching. Following morning, the first neighbor that I met said half of Lahaina burned last night. It did catch me by surprise. I went on the side of the hill and I could see more or less Lahaina, not looking the same at all.
Yeah.
Covered with this gray filter. I can't imagine what some people have gone through during their last minutes in the ocean or the streets. We are still under a state of shock.
Yeah.
It's going to take a long time for this community to get back on its feet.
What's your name?
Bill.
You want to say anything?
The street and about 25 houses survived. Everything from our house down is gone.
After speaking to a few people right outside Lahaina, I wanted to see if I could get a little closer to Ground Zero. Literally right over there, it's all burned down. This is blocked, looks intentional almost. Walking through here, we're gonna go up here to see an example of what went down. You can see the fence is just falling apart right now. Technically, we're not supposed to be here. Media is not allowed to enter this zone without an escort. Right across the street, you'll see the contrast and who kind of lost everything and who didn't. A lot of this seems to be pure luck as to where the fires jumped. Trees even have just melted to a crisp. So we're gonna try to get a top here and get a closer look. Yeah, 20 feet away, unaffected. This is someone's backyard view now. Propane tank right there. That's a little bit scary. I kind of want to walk away from that. Buildings are melted to a crisp right now. It is insane. You see animal cages, bikes, houses, backyards. This is straight up someone's neighborhood. Another propane tank in that grill. This is scary. Someone was definitely driving through here and heard bang, bang, bang. That right there is a power transformer. You see it's burnt to a crisp. Thus, there's no power for the surrounding neighborhood. This is some kid's bike that's melted. Everything is gone. Everything's gone. I really don't understand the science of fire and how it jumps, but it seems awfully random in terms of what buildings were affected. But consider winds moving at high speeds because of a hurricane, from my understanding, causing all this to go down. So it looks like we have a Fed right there, right across from us, just eyeing us down. So I quickly slipped through an opening in a nearby gate leading directly to the affected area of Lahaina, which was inaccessible via car with guards blocking the area 24/7. Look at this. The car smashed in on itself. Look at that. Imagine. We're not going to go past it for a variety of reasons. Man, this is brutal. This is someone's life. That's an elevator. This is someone's apartment complex, most likely. All these abandoned vehicles, some of them are in decent shape, some of them are not. Dude, look at the metal itself melted. It liquefied the metal itself. That is the scariest shit I've ever seen. This is absurd. Holy shit. Hopefully this gives an idea of how hot this fire was. Bro, this is absolutely tragic. And look at this car. It's like straight up just hit or miss of what got fucked. This is your car. This is your neighbor's car. Literally melted from the sheer heat of this flame. Begs the question, who was too elderly, who was too immobile, who didn't get out? Which is a question people are still asking today as hundreds of kids are still missing and as the death toll increases daily. Yet, despite these concerns, public officials have responded with this.
I do not know what the final number is going to be, and it's going to be horrible and tragic.
So how many children are missing?
I guess we can end this right now. good one.
This is one of the biggest questions that the people of Lahaina have, but you don't want to answer.
You've been the worst mayor we could possibly imagine.
After confirming the wrath of the fire firsthand, I wanted to see if the community was pulling together to help those in need. Technically, we're not supposed to be here. And I stumbled upon this woman holding up a sign offering free food.
It's for anyone that needs some food.
Do you guys accept donations? Is there any way people watching may be able to help?
WorldCentralKitchen.com.
Okay.
And if you want to go check out the food operation, we're right there.
Yeah.
So on the other side of that van.
Okay.
World Central Kitchen is one relief group that comes in early
Okay.
for helping with disaster relief and stuff like that until the big guys come in and take over.
Okay.
8 days straight they've been coming.
You guys have been handing out food
Yep.
nonstop?
Yep. So every day 3 sites running with this other site, and then we have a mobile site too.
Okay.
Goes in neighborhoods and finds little pockets of people.
Yeah.
And we're giving out food, ice, waters, drinks, whatever they want.
What do you think people out here need the most?
I don't know. I mean everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I have co-workers that work with me that 7 or 8 of them lost their houses. Everything here is closed.
So all this is shut down?
Open. Yep,
Okay.
nothing is open.
So a big question might be, where are people getting their medication, medicine, all that sort of thing, if this is their local pharmacy? Everything in this pocket, he said, is shut down. So obviously this place is in a state of pandemonium, you could say. With that being said, food, water, clothing, everything appears to be accessible. There's countless organizations helping out here. It's something we definitely did not see in Ohio, which is interesting. These guys are redirecting traffic. All these roads are closed. There are cops every couple hundred feet. From my basic understanding, it is for search and recovery, so they can find any remaining bodies that may still be in the ashes there. We're media, we're trying to get in there and cover some of this. Is that possible?
Sorry, sir.
Do you know why?
There's a lot of hazardous material,
Okay.
a lot of search team.
Okay. Is it still active search and recovery?
Yes.
Okay. After seeing countless nonprofits handing out food, water, and clothing, I wondered how the people outside of Lahaina were affected by the wildfire. Aloha. You look like you own this island.
No. Just checking out the waves and waiting for the sunset.
Okay. So were you born here in Hawaii?
Yes, I was. It's pretty peaceful right here. No one wants to serve out of respect for
Sure.
what's going on because they don't want to look like they're having a good time.
You said you had a kid who lived over there?
Yeah, my son, he lives further up north of Lahaina.
Is he affected by any of the fires?
You know, not directly, but I think because of the fire and its impact, I don't care where you lived on the island or where island you're from or even what state, everyone was affected.
Yeah.
Because everyone loves Maui. I mean, and they have such
True.
good memories of it, whoever's come here.
But a lot of people out of respect probably aren't going to come here for a while, right? What are your thoughts on that?
It's kind of a catch-22, a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
We want the people to have time to recover, to mourn, and to grieve. It's very difficult to say. We still want people to come here.
Lance, it's a pleasure. With over 80% of Maui's economy reliant on tourism, I wondered if tourists staying away from Maui would inadvertently cause the people here to suffer even more. But are the tourists even welcome to visit here right now? I pulled up to a stand handing out free tacos and asked the locals.
Hi, I'm Christian O'Connor, and I'm housing the Keahi Strong kids right now that single-handedly saved 20 children, babies. Their sister escaped the fire at Lahaina Luna. The other brother came running, got hit by a tourist car. They run over his foot. They knocked him into the fire. He caught on fire. They turned around, looked right at him, left him for dead. The truck picked him up, took him to Pele Plaza. I housed 3 other men the other night. The man lost his aunt, her husband, 4 children burned alive in their car. We've got 1,526 faces and names on Instagram that the kids, this generation, are looking for because they're good at that.
Yeah.
You know. Countless people have died. There's apparently over 1,000 body bags in massive containers and refrigerated trucks on the other side of the island right now. You know, I heard 10 firemen died. It's not the firemen's fault.
Yeah.
They didn't have access to water. Water was shut off. Firemen died. The government's trying to blame them. They didn't sound a siren. There was no helicopters that came. No one knew. There were people had gone and picked their kids up from school and brought them home and left them home. One of the kids that staying at my house, she went knocking on all the neighbors' doors. There was a 10-year-old girl with a crib with a baby in it. She grabbed the baby, grabbed the girl, got her out of there.
Why do you think they didn't turn the sirens on?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think there's a lot going on here that is way beyond anything that anybody wants to believe.
Yeah.
But there was no warning. Fires went from 4 o'clock until 7 o'clock at night going. No military came. The whole community is mourning the deaths of over 1,500 people. They killed innocent men, women, and children by not helping by not sounding alarms. People were asleep in their homes with their babies and their children. We still have no spectrum cable, no internet. We're not seeing anything. Everyone else around the world knows what's happening except for us.
You mentioned earlier the water was turned off. Do you want to expand upon that?
So what I've heard is that they pulled the water out of the pipes to fight the fires, and then they put the water back in the pipes or from some other source, and now it's toxic. Politicians have not been tarred and feathered in a long time, and it shows. Management response guy on the west side was defending his actions of not sounding the air raid alarms, and he said that we would not have saved those people. Chief Herman Andaya defended his decision, said that the blaring sirens are typically reserved for tsunami warnings and that Hawaiians are trained to seek higher ground when they're set off, which would have been towards the fast-moving inferno that killed 110 people. The man could have a point. I don't know if that was the right call. And then there was this fella. This guy is in charge of the water. I guess the water that he didn't release from one network into another network so that they could draw more water to douse the fire. He said, no, like, I'm not opening the spigot. And that limited the water resources of the upcountry and this side fires. But I think the most important thing, regardless of how the fire started or how the water got spoiled, is what are we going to do about it? How long is it going to take? How are we going forward from here? How are we going to remediate the burn areas, detoxify them, balance the pH, reintroduce beneficial bacteria and fungi and plants? Let's use this burnt blank slate and move forward. Be aloha. That's the most important thing.
Whether Oprah, Chinese lasers, or failed leadership and bad luck caused this, these people need help. And if you feel passionate, you can check out this cause set up and managed by locals, where they claim to give the proceeds directly to the families affected by the fires.
People are so traumatized and hurt. These people lost everything, not only their home, their town. Our history is in this town too.
Click the link in the description for more information on how to help.